Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Eric Greenstein with LikeMinded. Today is our LikeMinded Real Estate Investment Nationwide webinar. We do this, I would say, about once a month, once every other month. Sometimes we bring on special guests. Sometimes we bring on companies to talk about their services or products that are really good for real estate investors that help them grow their portfolios. But today we're going to be talking about insights, right? Insights, tricks of the trade in your market, right? Like what is happening. Okay. We can always go online. We can always, Facebook seems like the most reliable information these days, right? No, I'm kidding. You go online and you see what's going on, but we want to hear from you and what is happening in your market. But before we do go in, I just want to kind of share my screen. I would like to share what we're about. Most of you on here know what we're about. And I believe, okay, let's see. Okay. Do you see that? Or do you see yourselves? Does everyone see my screen? Yes. Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool. So likemindedpro.com, we are a nationwide real estate investment network. Right now we're in 4 different states. We have 13 different meetups happening every month. A lot of opportunity to go out there and meet like-minded peeps, right? So if you do not know, we have a whole entire back end, and we've been constantly interviewing other investors of what they use tool wise, right? So if you don't know, what you can do is you can basically log in, create your profile, and we have a bunch of tools for you, for investors or people who don't know where to go, don't know where to start, but this will actually put you right where you need to be. Just because if you're looking for some good marketing tools, click on the marketing tools, and all of these have pretty good information of what they do. And it's just one click away. So it's pretty easy to navigate. Also, you have your map for your investments, which I thought this was pretty sweet just because it's something new that we have done. So if you go on here and you go to let's just say you go to an address that you're looking at and completely different area that you don't know. If you click this, it will give you everything that you would really need, as in commute. It's all color coordinated, right? Income. Let's see. There's education. Housing value, right? So it really gives you an idea. Green means the best. Red means the worst. That's it, right? So it's a really cool one screen, one click thing we've just been doing, right? Like we want to provide as much value to you as possible. So, but yeah, we've been working on that. I'll share more information on that. Just wanted to introduce it. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll get right back into it. And let me stop sharing my screen. Right, and then stop sharing. Okay. And then now that I kind of have your attention, all right, I wanted to kind of go around the room. I know we did this prior before recording, but very short introduction of who you are, what you do, and where you are from. Okay. And I'm actually going to start with Peter because you're on the right side of me. So feel free to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Peter Rager. I live here in Dallas, Texas. I'm a lead generation specialist. I've been doing this for over 30 years, representing 250 small to large size business owners. Right now, I work with 2 clients. I work with Eric Greenstein from a marketing perspective. And then I also work for a client a company name based out of Philadelphia called M as in Mary, B as in Boy Capital Solutions. What they do is they offer up to $1 million of unsecured business lines of credit to hard money investors that have at least a 750 or better rating with the credit bureau and have at least 2 open lines of credit, $15,000 or more. So what I do for them, like I do for Eric, is I pre-qualify those that qualify, and if they want to have a conversation with Eric or Eric Moz, who's the owner of the other company, the MB Capital Company, then what I do is gather some information and try to schedule a time for you to meet with either Eric Greenstein or Eric Moz, who is the CEO of MB Capital Solutions out of Philly. So I love what I do. I've been doing this for over 30 years, and my purpose with working with Eric Greenstein is to help him find people like you that would like to be a part of the company and see what we can do to make things more business sense for you and help you to make more money too in the process. Thanks for letting me share.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Can we ask a question to Peter?
Sure.
Is it okay, Eric?
Yeah. I thought we were just gonna go around the room.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. We'll just wait
Yeah.
till the end and then go back. I don't know.
Oh, we could get right into it.
Is that how you want to run it, or just wait till everybody introduces and then come cycle back?
Let's just get right into it.
Oh, I just wanted to ask if you could provide contact information so people could contact you after and how to learn, offline about how this works.
You're talking about from my lead generation business or from MB Capital and with Eric
Yeah,
Greenstein?
Capital. MB Capital.
Okay, I'll be glad to do that. Absolutely. Thanks for asking.
Do you have like a phone number, or do we just go through there?
I can, if you look up on the internet under M as in Mary, B as in Boy Capital Solutions, you'll be able to get a phone number of how to contact them, but you want to ask for Eric Mauz, M-A-U-Z. He's the owner. And then there's another guy, his name is Nick DeFrederico, who's the other owner. Or you can, if you want to talk to me about Eric, I mean, I know you already know Eric, but maybe we can work together and put help each other out in helping Eric. I'll help you and for Eric and the other Eric up in Philadelphia as well. Yeah,
a lot of Erics. What's up with
my
that?
dad's name was Eric too. So there you go.
That's a lot of Erics.
Yeah, a lot of Erics.
There's
Okay.
wow, there's sometimes
Well,
too many.
okay, thanks.
All right. So I'm gonna so let's keep going. Greg, you're next to Peter, so I'm just gonna go in order of the screen. Could you just introduce yourself? What do you do and where you're from?
All right, Greg Whitmire. I am a private money lender and investor in real estate, and my experience goes back from 25 plus years or so. I'm located in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and what else did you ask?
Let's
About covers it, yeah. About covers it. If it's okay, again, if it fits within the housekeeping rules, I'd be okay with leaving my contact information in the chat section of the meeting. And if anybody's interested in speaking with me about funding their deals or any way that I could help with analyzing deals, I'm more than happy to do so. So I'll leave my information in the chat.
Awesome.
Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go to the left of me on my screen. Sean, if you would like to unmute yourself and just go over who you are, what you do, and where you're from. Okay. He seems like he's busy. Well,
okay, so I think I got it.
Okay.
So yes, my name is Sean. I am a Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay. There it is. All right, perfect. I'm having a hard time with Zoom tonight, guys, but let me start over. My name is Sean. I am a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker in Naples. I work with real estate investors. Most of them are investing in residential real estate, but I do also have a couple prospects that are interested in some commercial spaces as well. My background is in finance and economics, so that's kind of what kind of tilts my interest towards the investors versus just homeowners. I'm all about the analysis. I love taking a macro view of things, and I like tying a lot of my research into what's happening with the economy.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Marlon?
Is that Marlene or?
Marlene? Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yes.
All right. Well, I am Marlene. I'm new real estate investor. I'm just joining this group tonight to get some more information and to learn.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for joining, and I'm sure you will learn. You will learn. It'll be a fun time tonight.
All righty.
All right. Next up, we got I don't know if she was available. Rachel. Actually, Rachel.
Hi guys, how are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good. I am actually from South Florida in Tampa right now working on a project, 407 units. We just had the PSA signed and agreed upon, EMD's in, and I'm looking for investors in that property. So it's House of Kings Collective. You guys want to make contact with me? How are you, Eric?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I just hopped on. I saw your little message. I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost missed it.
You're good. You're good. We're starting a little later than usual, but it's all good. It's all good. Of
Thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
course. Of course. All right. So we're gonna go Nancy.
Yeah, hi. I'm also newly joining the group this evening. Let's see, I'm a medical doctor, part-time in LA, part-time in Phoenix, and I'm actively looking at small multifamily or medical office buildings to invest in Phoenix particularly. And
Okay.
so, and then also, I thought this was a Arizona real estate group that I joined up for the meetup. The way that it was characterized, is that correct, or did I join up just more of a
Well,
nationwide one?
we do have an Arizona group, but this is done like every month, but I like to get people from all over the nationwide and just talk about the markets. But we do have our like-minded ring group, and actually Eric, who's on the call today, he's the host of that. So you guys will definitely I'll introduce you, and you can definitely
I'm sorry, what was the doctor's name?
Nancy.
Nancy
Nancy, what's your last name?
Brown.
Okay, because we have our meeting, I don't know if you saw it, it's set up for next Thursday.
Oh, is it? No, I didn't see that. In town, in Phoenix itself?
Yeah, well, this
Person?
is not part of this group, but it's a subset of Eric's group. So we meet the second Thursday of every month. It's at Buffalo Wild Wings in Scottsdale and Indian Bend. Are you able to put your email in the chat and I can send you the information?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
And you said next Thursday, so you're looking at the
The
8th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Or we can just go from there. I'm local. I'm here in Scottsdale.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right. And I have Gabriel. If you want to hop in and introduce yourself, what do you do and where are you from?
Hi there, I'm Gabriel. I'm an investor lender based out of Phoenix, Arizona. I mostly focus on residential, single family, multifamily, also commercial as well, licensed in California and in Florida.
Amazing. Thank you. Appreciate it, Gabe. And then let's see, we have Dory. You're available to introduce yourself?
Sure. Can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, everybody. I am Dory in Central Florida. I am a new investor. I've been to a couple of the like-minded meetups. I met you, Eric, several months ago. I actually attended the meetup with Damien last week, so it was really cool. But yeah, I'm just here to learn and understand more about the market and just what to look at because I noticed that's something that I'm struggling to understand, but I think it's just I just need to put in the work and be around people who know these stuff. So yeah, happy to be here and continue to connect with y'all.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you. Yes. I do remember meeting you and Damien's awesome and I actually heard last week was there's a good pretty good turnout there. So I'm very, very happy with the growth of that group and it's and I hope that you're at least benefiting, from going and talking to other people and kind of getting what's good for you, right? And as an investment wise, so and that's the good thing about this, right? You can talk to every single person and be like, what do you do, and kind of pick apart what fits your goals. So that's awesome. I appreciate that.
I thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Eric, may I say something? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Dory, I'm in Tampa. If you want to meet up with me, I'd be happy to. I'm here on a project, but I would love to. I love newbies. They're amazing. So absolutely, if you want to talk, I put my number in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna write it down. But yeah, we can talk and see. I was just in Tampa like just this past weekend, but connect with people who are actually doing the work and in the field. So
Absolutely. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize, Eric.
Not a problem. Not a
All
problem.
right.
Well, it looks like we got everyone. If not, is there time to speak? Oh, looks like someone just popped in. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go around and if you have any challenges, let's go with challenges first in your market. Feel free to unmute yourself and let's talk about it. Anyone?
My challenge has been just really like the initial steps to really understand it. Like I've been doing research just generally on Google, but I still feel like it's not really specific enough. I'm not too sure what is like the best market for my area, especially in Seminole County. So I've just been trying to understand that way I'm making a smart and strategic move.
Hmm.
But it's hard to really like understand where to start. Is it best to buy and hold or is it best to flip? It's just I don't really understand. Or what group should I be targeting?
Yeah. Um, well, I mean, there's a lot there, but I would say what you want to do is, I believe it's all market specific, right? You kind of have to like figure out what the market is doing, if it's good for short term, midterm, right? Midterm, which is month to month, really nothing special about that term. It's just putting a tenant in there and having a month to month contract. And then, flipping, right? Could you get a good property from a wholesaler or off market deal, and flip it, right, for a profit? But it all depends on, how much work you want to put in. Eric, you've done a couple fix and flips, right? I know not in
Doing
Seminole
about
County,
probably
but
15. Are you talking to me, Eric?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I'm in Arizona, for those that don't know, which is a different market, like Eric said. done about 15. They range from, new construction to existing. Most of them are residential, homes. I don't think I ever did any condos because it's not a profit, but if you need to be coached, that's the beauty of this group, is there's really no cost, and you just come to the group and talk to people and learn from other people that have done it. And I guess I'm biased because I'm a licensed real estate broker, so I would encourage you to work with a licensed agent in your market, only because they have a license, they're held to a higher standard. No one's ever going to ask you for any money or try to rip you off. There's a lot of people out there that will do that because they're just wholesalers just taking your money, and they're always non-refundable. So just be careful what you give your money to. I don't know. If you have questions, I guess you could ask Eric and get through to me if you want. I'm happy to talk to anybody about anything. I have examples of spreadsheets that I've done. I guess I would add one more thing is, if you're going to take on one for the very first time, I probably encourage you to have a partner of somebody that's done it before. If you don't, you don't know what you don't know, and you most likely need resources like, handyman, painters, electricians. It just depends on the condition of the property and how long can you afford to hold it, because it takes time to market the property, fix the property, carry the property, insure the property, power, electricity. But in general, the exciting news is it usually takes anywhere from 30 to 90 days to get rid of it, to flip it. And if you make about 20,000 on a flip, that's a good flip in my book. Do people make less? I mean, I've made 8,000, I've made 72,000. So it depends on your experience and what you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's also, you said in Seminole County, right? Is that where you were looking, Tori?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it seems like there's a lot of renters here. Like it's almost like split.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, instead of like, because initially I was thinking about wholesaling, but then I was like, well, if there are a lot of renters here, then it probably makes more sense to like look into buy and hold. Because when I was looking at the days on market, it was almost like 2 months, so 60 days. And so I was just thinking about all these things and I started getting overwhelmed. But
That's
yeah.
that's gonna happen. It's the shiny object syndrome, right? Like you're gonna go from one to one, and like we all do it, all of us, right, that are investing, we all go from one thing to another, and then we figure out what our sweet spot is, right? Um, I do have contacts there, by the way, in Seminole, so I could after this, I'll send you some like three who they already do fix and flips there, and
Mhm.
then some who are land developers, and then just some who are just buy and hold uh individuals out there. So I can get you to some good people so you can get some better insight.
Yeah, that is really helpful. Thank you so much, because I've been trying to connect with people who are doing this thing so that I'm not just out here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Thank-
absolutely,
Appreciate you both.
no problem. Vic.
Erica, can I chime in? Just to throw my 2 cents in, I agree with everything both Eric's said, Dory, and then but just to add on, I was just thinking about, and I'm sure you've given this a lot of thought, but which of those strategies aligns more closely with what your goals are, and even a step further, what's your tolerance levels for risk, what's your tolerance levels for um, if you do decide to buy and hold, what's your tolerance level for being a landlord? Those are questions that you need, real situations you'll be putting yourself in. So, be realistic about your personality. Again, what your personal goals are with, long term, short term. You might find yourself at some point striking a balance of as your portfolio grows to where you have both types of projects under your belt. So, but getting started, that's just, I guess, my suggestion would really be to get clear on what your goals are and how quickly you want to achieve them. And I like Eric Saul's recommendations to working with an investment-minded real estate agent, and that person, that professional, can really help you kind of get going in the right direction. But again, I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I think it's important to get clear on your personal goals.
Yeah, thank you. I had worked on like developing a business plan, but I think like once I started looking at the data and I was like, well, does this align with this market, right? So I kind of been doing this back and forth. I guess like what would you say would be helpful to help me, I guess, like really get set or establish in like what I'm trying to do? Because at the end of the day, I think your strategy should match where you're at also. Um, but again, I'm not too sure, so I welcome feedback.
I might add, if you talk to too many people, you may confuse yourself, which is a common trend.
Yeah.
So just in your market, I mean, Eric knows people. If you trust, Eric, I'm sure you can go through and find local people that can help you sort that out, because talking to too many people, you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, do that. There's just too many choices.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple. Start small. Don't try to buy $1 million building for your first flip. Sometimes the simplest things are the best, and that way, if you make a mistake, it's not devastating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I'm really in this like the long road process, but thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Any other well, let's see. I know there have been a couple more that kind of hopped in here. Vic, how you doing? Technology, Matt. Technology, right?
Trying to unmute myself. Can you hear me?
All right, yeah. We're good. I can
All
hear.
right, sorry about that. Yeah, now I'm on my phone. Usually I'm on my computer. I'm doing good, man. Good to see you again, like always.
Yeah, man. What could you introduce yourself and what you do and where you are located, and if you have any challenges, throw them out
There's
there.
always challenges. Yeah, so good evening. Thank you. I'm not too far from Eric. My name is Victor Colazo. I live in West Palm Beach, Florida. I actually attend Eric's West Palm Beach meetups as well, which are very beneficial. By the way, so just throwing that out there. If you haven't gone to his meetups, any of them nationwide, they're amazing.
Thank you.
So shameless plug there. So what we do is our focus is we mainly focus on multifamily. We just closed on 92 units in Wichita, Kansas a couple weeks ago. So now we're looking at our sweet spot is 100 units. Is about that 50 to 100, so mid-size, Class C, Class B properties, and Class B areas. So I don't do anything on the single family side. That's just not our strategy. Not from our risk tolerance perspective as well. So that's challenges. Again, we're underwriting like crazy, like most of us here, and there's still that disparity between what a seller wants and what we're willing to pay. And the numbers don't lie, right? So at the end of the day, sometimes you'll see a seller and they'll say, hey, this building I'm getting rents of X amount per month versus X amount of units. It's like, and then you divide by the cap rate. It's like it's black and white. That's how much the value of the property is worth. But somehow they come up with some other magic number that I don't know where they come from. Doesn't make sense. And I was working with a broker the other day, and for a property out of Texas, and really nice guy. I have a good relationship with him. And I said, I said, I understand this is what your seller's asking. I said, and I'm not trying to offend them or disrespect them, but this is the numbers we're coming up with. And I'm a big believer in when we're working with brokers is explaining where the difference is, right? Like, hey, you're saying this, but we're saying this, but not just saying why, or not just, doing that. But if you explain to them why that is, I think you get a little bit more, they understand why. And like this broker is like, yeah, the seller's realtor is a pain in his, you know what, and he's not, he doesn't think he knows what he's talking about. But anyway, so yeah, so there's that disparity again, there's that challenge, but so we're working through that. I got another property I'm working on, same thing. They want like, I think it was like 21 million. And when I ran the numbers, it was like not even close to get for our investors' returns for what we look for. It's closer to like 16. I'm not gonna go back to them and say, hey, drop it down 5 million, but that's just a number. So that's our biggest challenge right now, is just getting that alignment. And I'm not saying it's impossible. They're out there, but we're getting a lot of deal flow. So we're getting the deals. There are a lot of deals out there. They just have to work for, like you guys were talking about earlier, working for your numbers, whatever that looks like in your strategy.
Hey, Victor, is that a wholesaler that you're dealing with, or is that a listing? I was just curious.
No, I work with just brokers direct. I have some wholesalers as well, and
Okay,
I have nothing against wholesalers, but my challenge that I've had in the past, I'm sure, you flip houses, so I'm sure you've dealt with many of them, is a lot of them, everybody wants that quick fix. I'm a wholesaler today, and then, but they don't really understand those numbers.
right.
So I'm very cautious when I work with wholesalers.
Okay, as you should be. Okay.
Nothing nothing you don't know. I'm sure you've probably
I'm
experienced
just
that. I
curious who
mean,
you're referring to, because brokers should be pricing the property correctly, and if they're not, then you have every right to challenge them. Say, show me the comps.
what's the seller? It's not the guy I'm working with. So
So
it's not my
it's direct, right? Direct to seller.
no, the guy has a broker,
Yeah. But the
but
broker should be pricing his client's listing appropriately so it appraises. If he's just making up numbers and he can't justify it, then
that's pretty much what's happening on this deal, to be honest with you. And I don't, that's why I said I don't know where these numbers
see,
come
I cut
from,
right through
because
it. I knew what was happening. Yeah.
like this doesn't make any. It's the sellers. The sellers are trying to make numbers stick. They're throwing darts at a dartboard, and it's like the numbers don't lie. When you go into underwriting, there's some assumptions, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So that's our challenge right now. Is just that. But hey, we're just saying, hey, well, this is what we're at. This is what we'll come in at, But if not, on to the next deal.
Yep. Nice. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, it's all about the numbers. We all know that. So, if it doesn't work, move on to the next. Anyone else want to kind of tell us what's happening in their market? Their challenges. I know that we had Greg came on here, told he's from the DMV area, DC area. Do you want to go into a little bit more about that, Greg, about kind of like your market and what you're seeing there?
Well, well, the market is, how can I say, I guess I'm trying to find the right words over here. What can I say here? I'm surprised. I'm struggling here, but the market in the DMV is somewhat unique. And you guys let me know if other parts of the country, from other parts of the country, maybe don't agree when I say unique. And I say it's kind of unique in that there are some ancillary factors in the DMV, given that there is, the federal government is the primary employer in this area. And there's a lot of transition to and from this area. So with that, pricing in this market stays pretty stable, and stable on the higher end, but it doesn't seem to detract from or slow down interest for buyers in this market, or nor for sellers in this market, because like I said, it's a high area for people transitioning in and out of this area. So in that regard, this market, like I said, is offers some unique challenges to the upside. And with respect to, I guess, where my primary focus is, and that is in funding deals, I think Victor, what he was sharing, I could certainly relate to on a much smaller scale, though, but because there is a disconnect often between the persons who are seeking funds, and in my instance, I guess a little bit different from what Victor was saying, but people who are seeking funds and their ability to properly, haven't had the ability to properly analyze some of the projects that they're considering working on. So my challenge then becomes, and I mentioned this in my introduction about, just helping people analyze deals, because, I always say I can fund any deal, and I can show you how I can fund any great deal. But again, there's just numbers. There's just real specific numbers that make a deal great, that make a deal able to fund. So therein lies the challenge. Working with some investors and assisting them sometimes with going back and renegotiating. So I think somebody mentioned use of wholesalers. Negotiating the wholesale wholesaler's price, renegotiating or continuing to negotiate the price of the project, negotiating or renegotiating contractor pricing. So all of those things fit into the simple math that I'm using in order to fund a deal. But so that kind of speaks to the challenges, speaks to the market. So but we keep it moving, keep it moving forward, and doing. Because I'm just a big believer in, if I just help as many people get what they want, then I can't help but get what I want. And my mission is to put people first, and sow as much into the fabric of their success, and then my job becomes very easy. And over my tenure in this industry, I would say it's been easy because of that. Just again, doing my best to sow into other people's lives, and then just able to reap the rewards. And I'm so glad to have connected with this group tonight. Just in this, I don't know what we've been going about an hour now, 50 minutes or so, and just so many light bulbs are going off in my head. I'm over here taking notes and capturing screenshots and going to people's websites and everything. So again, real thankful to be here, and I'll close with that.
Well, thank you. That was amazing. So I haven't been in, and I've only been in real estate for 7 years. So I haven't been in real estate for as long as you or as most of the people that are on here. But I'll just go straight into what's happening, what I think is happening in my area, or I just see, right? So the rental markets, but depending on where you are, is good, right? For let's just say you have a duplex, triplex, quadplex in certain areas in Fort Lauderdale, you can get up to $2,800 all the way up to $3,000 for a 2-1, but it's updated, right? Good area always wins, of course, but let's just say you do the simple math, right? You have 2 units, you can get 3 grand per side, 6 grand, right? There's no place here that you can find a duplex that's in good condition for $600,000 as the 1% rule, right? So you gotta kind of either A, know what you're doing and price wise when you're trying to find in this market. Or you can always go the midterm route, which I also do, because you can get more per month if you do month to month. You put someone in there that's a traveling worker, nurse, remote worker. I guess they call them digital nomads now. I don't know, just these terms are driving me crazy. And all the good stuff, right? But again, it all depends on the area, the location, the deal. There's a lot of ground up builds that are going up in my neighborhood specifically. They're buying older properties, they're tearing them down, and they're putting up these townhomes that are big. They're like 4.3, 4.4s, but they're selling them, or at least they're trying to sell them for $1 million plus right now, each side. So that's also what's happening, specifically in certain little pockets here. Now I can only speak for the area that I really invest in, but I do know that that's what's happening in a lot of the areas here in South Florida. But yeah, I mean that's the challenge for me is, obviously finding that deal that makes sense. Yeah. Anyone else wanna dig in here? Floor is open.
So in Arizona, the challenge for me is besides being a broker, it's just I'm an investor myself, is finding the property, finding the deal. Like the other lady, I forgot her name in Florida, said, where do I start? It's finding the right deal. And there's any number of resources, but right now with all the investors out there waiting because interest rates have been high, it's slim pickings. And when something comes up, there's like 50 people that jump on it. So it's really who you know. Like I know off market deals, I know past clients, I know builders that people apply for a house and they're needing to sell their home in order to buy the new build, but they don't want to really pay a realtor and have to do repairs and pay commissions. And so the builder will say, hey, Eric, can you call this person because they have a house and they just want something reasonable and they'll just do it. So I've gotten some deals that way, which is a great tip for the group. If you live in Florida or wherever you live, I mean, I don't know how you do this, but go in, talk to some builders and the office, the sales office, and just say you're an investor. And if you ever have any situations that need to be bought out or, just give them, hopefully you have a card or some kind of electronic way to communicate with them. And, they would probably buy because they don't want contingencies. If people know what that means, which is they're contingent. The purchase is contingent upon the sale of their home. Nobody wants a contingency because that makes it much more difficult. And the chances that it's going to fall out of escrow or fail are higher. So if someone's just going to come in there with a hard money loan or cash or whatever and just buy I had a deal. Eric actually saw it when he was out here in Arizona. And it was a $380,000 home that I got for $295,000. So, I checked out the home. I mean, it was just all cosmetics. It wasn't anything like majorly structurally wrong with the home. I did have a home inspection. I do recommend that. I ended up selling it for $360,000 just to get it up, get it going. And that was a good flip. It did cost me some money, so it wasn't like I made $60,000. I mean, I did have to pay commissions and repairs and holding costs, which was the majority of my costs to help the group. But if you have cash to work with, then because hard money is expensive, 14% plus. But that's my challenge in Arizona, is finding the deals. So they do come, but I don't really have any control over them. I can't just like push a button and there's a list of deals. Oh, there you go. I mean, there are deals, but not with the margins and not with the profits. And so I'm kind of picky and choosy. I don't want to lose money. So I'd rather wait for the right one than just be anxious and jump on one and lose a bunch of money, which a lot of people do.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that? FOMO?
What?
FOMO, when they see other people jumping out and trying to buy whatever they can get, but not making any sense, right?
I don't know that term, but it
What?
happens all.
Fear.
It's
Fear
fear
of
of
missing
missing
out.
out.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah.
What's it called? What?
FOMO.
Fear of missing out. FOMO.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm older. I don't know what's going on.
this is actually streamed on Facebook as well, so I need to actually spell that out.
I have to put in my hearing aid and figure out. I'm just kidding.
No. Yeah. So, but no, that is great. Let's see if we have any questions in the chat here, if anyone dropped any. Yeah. So what I would I kind of want to hear a little bit more if someone is either okay, so the challenges that we heard are obviously finding deals, right? It seems like I was in two different markets. Also a challenge was for did anyone mention funding? No one mentioned funding. Well, so now that we have get Greg said that he was a lender, so I know that there's different types of lending now, right? And if you could if you can put your 2 cents in and either correct me if I'm wrong, are you a hard money lender or a private money lender, or do you just do Freddie Mac?
No, a private money lender and hard money broker.
Okay. And and do you see more, I guess like so there's DSCR loans, right? You do those?
No.
No, okay. So for me as as an investor, we obviously want to look for capital, and I've been like, so the DSCR, it's basically a debt, right? I wish someone was on here that knows more than me than mortgages, because that's not my forte, but it's just from what I have listened to, is that there's more, I guess there's more programs out there for investors to either buy flips, right? So like, Greg, if I needed quick capital, I'd go to you, right?
Sure. Trying to unmute. Yes, that's my main niche would be, yes, quick.
Yeah, quick.
Yeah.
And so that would be mainly for like fix and flip, right?
Yeah, fix and flip. I've also helped people out with their rental properties that they're looking to renovate. But yeah, the fix and flips are a big part of it.
Okay. And what are the average of down payments that you've requested?
the average of down payment that's requested. Well, what's going to be required is again, everything is so deal specific. So I'll be honest with you, Eric. I really my response to that typically would be I would, depending on what you had down, and and again, what the deal was looking at, just in terms of just the raw numbers, what the numbers are. I would then, I guess, be in the best position to let you know whether or not that would be a sufficient amount, or if more would be required. So again, everything is just so specific to the deal.
Okay. No, that makes complete sense. Yeah, I've seen kind of, I believe even Eric said something about like 14%, or I believe that was interest, 14% interest. But yeah, like usually the down payments for those is about like 20% I've seen.
Yeah, that's not unusual, and it's also not unusual, again, depending on the deal. I mean, you can get 100% financing. So again, everything is going to depend on the deal, and the person's experience. That's another factor. My process doesn't involve the use of your personal credit, or looking at your personal credit or anything. So the major factors would be the deal and the investor's experience.
Okay. No, that's really good to know. And that's good to know. I believe I think yeah, Marlene is more on the newer side, right? Is that what she said?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure you're kind of getting hit with a lot of different information, and I've been asking questions just because of that, right? There's all of these different avenues that you can take, right? But coming here, going to the in-person meetups, talking, is the best route, because then you'll figure out, like Greg said, what aligns with your goals on investing, right? And then you can kind of pick and choose what you like and what aligns, and go from there, right? Take action, right? That's one that people don't usually do. But cool. Well, we're at 10:04. This was an hour. It went a little over. If anyone would like to, I did actually send to the chat. Just it's a sign-in sheet. If you put your information there, I can reach out to you, or I can just send you information on the next ones. But yeah, if anyone else would like to speak right now, or talk about what they're doing, this is basically the last chance to do it. So we're gonna be on here for 2 more minutes.
Hey, Eric.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, this is Liz. I just put a contract on my first commercial property. I never did those before. I always stuck to the single family. And so we're supposed to close at the end of August. And I was looking for private money, but I didn't find it. So I'm borrowing hard money, which I was trying to avoid. But I don't want to lose the deal, because I was looking for cheaper money. And I think I might need some partners to come into the deal, because it's kind of big, a little bigger than I normally do.
Okay.
So it's a 6-plex. It has 4 buildings, but six units.
Okay.
And it needs work, which is why the price was good.
So there's 6 individual units, or is it just a 6-plex and it has 6 doors?
It has 4 buildings and 6.
Wow.
it has three 2-1s, 2 3-1s, and a 5-3.
Wow. Where is this?
It's downtown West Palm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I kind of want to. I might call you about it because I need to work out how we're gonna get it done.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Mhm.
should. Yeah, no, well, this is a good place. So you need so you did hard money, right?
Yeah, I have a guy who will give me he'll give me about $500,000 in to buy it and another 250 for the renovation. But the renovation part of it is optional. But I have to bring cash to close it. I have to bring at least another 400,000.
So you need 400,000?
Well, I have some of it, but I wouldn't mind bringing in a partner too to make up the 400,000.
What are the numbers look like? Like,
The numbers are really good. Because it's zoned to be a 9 units, so I could redivide it